Here we go, another drywall repair. This is patches. Looks like a plumber had to get in the wall to fix the shower valve. The shower's on the other side of the wall, so they cut out some pieces of drywall to redo the plumbing here. So we got called in, of course, to patch this all in. So we're just going to do a basic video. Watch and learn. We're just going to get this all sheetrocked, tape, coated, and then we're going to match the texture here. It's hard to see on the video, I'm sure, but it's a skip trowel texture. But yeah, it's watch and learn video. I'm not really going to go step by step on how to do it by talking. I'm just going to show you how to do it. I also have other videos on my channel, several hundred videos actually, patching, stress cracks, stuff like this, texture matching. So you can watch this video and other videos and you'll see the process of how to do drywall repair, patching, stuff like that. That's what most of our videos on the channel are, is patchwork, drywall repairs, stuff like this. The easy stuff like this a do-it-yourselfer can do. But let's get to work. First things first, we're going to mask it off. And we're going to add wood backing, 1x2s and stuff. Get the sheetrock pieces. The plumber cut out nice pieces, so hopefully we can reuse these. If we can't reuse them, then we have to use new sheetrock. Then we're going to fiberglass mesh tape. First coat, second coat if need be, and then follow through with a joint compound texture. But yeah, let's get to work. Just watch and learn, okay? I like to use 1x2s like this for backing. They work perfect for small areas like this. Or you can use wood sheeting, 1x2s, 2x4s, whatever you have. You just got to add backing, something to screw to. If you don't have wood backing, you're going to have to cut it back to the next stud, and we don't want to do that much work, especially since we're reusing the old patches they cut out. So add some wood backing. I like to get at least 2 to 4 screws in the wood backing to hold it in tight. 1 screw isn't enough. Also, I like to put screws in existing studs. That also tightens up the outside sheetrock, plus it marks where the stud is. So there's a bunch of pieces here, 3 pieces, so I'm going to see if I can reuse these. If not, I'm going to have to use new sheetrock. I double check if it's water damage or something like that, you're going to have to use a new piece. But these are nice pieces here, nothing's wrong with it, so we're going to reuse what we can. That fit there, this piece is nice. So yeah, the plumber was nice enough to keep the nice square pieces like that. You always want to keep your pieces if you can. Go ahead and tighten it up. you get it all in. I'm using a fiberglass mesh tape. I always use fiberglass mesh tape for patchwork. You have a standard fiberglass like this. I also have a heavy duty fiberglass tape. I can use this, but it's kind of overkill for this. I use the heavy duty, high strength fiberglass for more like stress cracks. For patches, you just use a standard fiberglass mesh tape. You go through, you got to scrape everything with a 6-inch knife. Gets all the goobers, any high spots. This is a spray glue. This is an optional product. Sometimes when you put this fiberglass, even though it's sticky, it doesn't like to bond well, but we'll see. Yeah, it sticks pretty good. Sometimes if it doesn't stick, you can use a basic spray glue. This is a drywall corner bead spray glue. That you can sometimes just spray a little here and there, and it just gives the tape extra adhesion to stick to it so it doesn't fall off the wall. But you don't really need it. It's an optional product. I always keep it on hand because I do a lot of patchwork, so sometimes I like to use it for patchwork, especially if it's dusty walls. You just fiberglass. You have to fiberglass all the cracks. You can't just put mud over this. You have to fiberglass everything. All the cracks, all the seams. Right here, he cut it with the Sawzall. It looks like a little too much. You gotta fiberglass over all this. Everything gets fiberglassed. I'm just using my 6-inch knife to cut it. Once it's all fiberglass, take your 6-inch knife, push down. Alright, so now basically that patch is ready for first coat. Time for first coat. I'm using a thicker hot mud. I'm using a 5-minute mud. Of course, if you never mudded before, use an all-purpose joint compound. I'm using a 12-inch knife, or you can use a 10-inch knife to coat with. Get all the mud on it. Nice heavy coat. I'm going to let that set up. It's a 5-minute mud, so it's going to set up in about 5 minutes. Hence the name, 5-minute mud. This is a more professional grade material because it sets up like a cement in 5 minutes. So while it's setting up, you definitely have to clean out your tools right away. Either a bucket of water with a sponge, get all your tools cleaned out, or hook up a hose and spray out all your tools. Get it cleaned up while this sets up. Next step, I have to slick it out with a wet sponge and a 6-inch knife. You have to slick out as it's setting up. It's going to set up in 5 minutes, so I'm going to start slicking it out in about 4 to 6 minutes. Look, it's already starting to dry. So I need a damp, clean sponge and a 6-inch knife. You're going to get rid of the edge, and you're going to go over it with the sponge. You're just adding a little bit of water. This is a slick out technique. This has to be done before it sets up fully. Once it sets up fully, it's going to be as rock hard as cement. This is a slick out, only done with 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and 90 minutes as they set up. It's kind of like a wet sanding technique. Now I'm going to take the extra mud off with the 6-inch knife. Look at all the extra mud I'm taking off. If you do slick out correctly, nicely, it's almost like you're doing another coat. So I can get away with doing a nice first coat slick out on this, and it's almost ready for texture. But you double check it. Some guys like to go the opposite direction of how they coated it, but it doesn't really matter. You're just taking that extra mud there and you're following it through, sticking out. Any deep areas, you can take that mud and put it on there because it's still kind of wet. You're just working the materials. It's the same as working with like clay, cement, mortars as they set up. This is basically like a cement, a mud cement. You're just working it as it's setting up. This is against the edge of the wood, so I'm going to make sure there's not a big clump of mud down to the edge. Nice and tight. You're taking off all that extra mud. Get rid of that edge. That's the most important, is that edge. I'm going to let that set up for a couple more minutes so it's nice and dry, set up. And then we're going to follow through and do a texture. This is good enough. If it's still in bad shape, you're going to have to follow through and do another tight skim coat over it. Then you can texture. But since I do this every day, I can get away with doing a heavy one coat with hot mud and a slick out, just for a patch, basically. All right, with this is a skip trowel texture. Most textures are done with a thinned out joint compound. It's not watery thin, see it's still sticking to my knife. So I'd say the consistency is like a heavy pancake batter. It has to be well mixed with a mixer, a hand stomper, or electric mixer, because you can't have clumps in it. It has to be nice and creamy and smooth. I'm using a 6-inch knife. This is a straight knife, easy to work with. A lot of guys use big knives for doing bigger projects, but this is just a patch, so you have more control. I'm basically dipping my knife in, see how the mud's perfect on there, and you just practice with the skip trowel. I'm just gliding over the surface, the mud, I'm just barely holding onto the knife. I'm not wrapping the knife like that. I'm barely holding on and letting the knife skip across the wall, the patch. And it just takes practice and practice and practice to get this technique down. And once you figure out how to do a skip trowel, it's easy, easy, easy. Just skip it out. It's kind of hard here because there's a shelf here to get going. So pulling up the bottoms are always a little trickier. So I'm going to pull the bottoms first. Work the angle, pull the bottoms as high as you can. Of course, where you're located, you may have a different type of texture. You may have a smooth texture or a spray knockdown. You would just do with a smooth, you would just do a tight skim coat with a joint compound and then let it dry overnight and sand it. Here, this is a skip trowel, so we got called in, so we got to match the textures that are on site. Any light areas, you can go through and kind of hit it, no big deal. Then you lightly knock it down, Basic skip trowel, nothing to it. Heavy areas like that, you can just take the mud off like that and then start over to get a lighter skip trowel so it ain't so heavy. This is a hand texture. It's mostly done in newer homes, tract homes like this. Knock it down. Just double check any light areas. You add a little more. Since it's right here against this cabinet angle, I'm just going to go all the way so it blends in nicely from angle to angle basically. That's it. Pull your masking. There's a lot of mud here, so I'm going to dump it back in my texture bucket, and then I'm going to put water on the bucket so it doesn't dry up, and I can reuse it tomorrow by dumping out the water and remixing it. Double check everything. Looks good. So yeah, since it was textured with a joint compound, that has to dry overnight, 24 hours. After it's dry, you may want to lightly sand it with like 150 grit to 200 grit sandpaper. Just lightly sand it. That helps blend it into the existing. And then always primer with a PVA drywall sealer or a Kills 2 latex primer. That just seals up the patch, so when you paint, the paint doesn't try to soak into that heavy patch where there's a lot of mud, because the mud wants to absorb moisture, so it's going to absorb a lot of paint. So you always primer drywall, new drywall. But yeah, basic patch under there, no big deal. In the closet, we're going to get it cleaned up, put our tools away, put our mud away, and that's about it. But yeah, we also have other videos on the channel, patchwork like this. We have a whole playlist of patches, whole playlist of stress cracks. I have a whole playlist of different type of textures. Like I said, this is a skip trowel texture. Of course, where you're located, your region may have a different name for it, but out here we call it a basic skip trowel. No big deal. It's done by hand, done with an all-purpose thinned out joint compound. So go ahead, if you haven't done it already, please like this video. Please leave me a comment, and please view the other videos I have on my channel. The channel is slowly growing. We're getting more subscribers every day, so if you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Thanks for viewing the Drywall Repair channel. So yeah, since it was textured with a joint compound, that has to dry overnight, 24 hours. After it's dried, you may want to lightly sand it with like 150 grit to 200 grit sandpaper. Just lightly sand it. That helps blend it into the existing. And then always primer with a PVA drywall sealer or a Kills 2 latex primer. That just seals up the patch, so when you paint, the paint doesn't try to soak into that heavy patch where there's a lot of mud, because the mud wants to absorb moisture, so it's going to absorb a lot of paint. So you always primer drywall, new drywall. But yeah, basic patch under there, no big deal. In the closet, we're going to get it cleaned up, put our tools away, put our mud away, and that's about it. But yeah, we also have other videos on the channel, patchwork like this. We have a whole playlist of patches, whole playlist of stress cracks. I have a whole playlist of different type of textures. Like I said, this is a skip trowel texture. Of course, where you're located, your region may have a different name for it, but out here we call it a basic skip trowel. No big deal. It's done by hand, done with an all-purpose thinned out joint compound. So go ahead, if you haven't done it already, please like this video. Please leave me a comment, and please view the other videos I have on my channel. The channel is slowly growing. We're getting more subscribers every day, so if you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Thanks for viewing the Drywall Repair channel.